all the technology in the world, but we need somebody to put it together.
you still need
Still
someone
need
to
somebody to
build,
put it
build
together.
the factory and
Yeah.
automate the equipment and
Yeah, exactly.
and do the labor portion.
Yep. So here's Mike Rowe,
Rowe.
right?
Rowe, micro, yeah.
Yep. He talks about this.
The big number is 5 and 2. Every year for the last 12 years, for 5 tradesmen who retire and leave the workforce,
Wow.
2 replace them. That means if everybody at that table goes into the trades, well, 7, 5, 35 are going to leave.
Wow.
So the reason I talk now with a tad more urgency than I normally do is because I don't like the math. It's what Lincoln called it a terrible arithmetic. He was talking about Gettysburg and Shiloh. This is another kind of terrible arithmetic. And if that's all there was to it, we'd have our work cut out for us. But that's not all there is to it. At the same time we're contending with this collapsing demographic, we're still looking at the perceptions that break my heart. And this is something that I think we can all work on. Like, I've got 2,200 people who've gone through my foundation. A lot of them are welders.
Yep.
Many of them are making 6 figures or better. Nobody believes it.
All right.
They just don't believe it.
Yep.
The parents don't believe it. The kids don't believe it. I have to introduce them to the people who are prospering and let them tell it in their own words. That's why I stood up and clapped for you guys, not because of your decision to learn a skill that's in demand, but because you're going to be called upon in a couple of years to explain yourselves to a skeptical public. You're going to need to be an example. You're going to need to be great at what you do. You're going to need to evangelize, and you're going to need to make a case for your choice. I hope you make a...
Well, that was in Michigan.
Spot on. Yep.
Yep. Oh, that was spot on because we do need.
You still need your electricians, your pipe fitters. I'm just thinking any automation system, right? Just to get it started, connected, plugged in.
I think those jobs.
Troubleshooting.
Yeah.
Yeah, those jobs not gonna go away. You still gonna need to put any automation installations. You still need a mechanical.
But to kind of counter Mike's point a little bit, one of the main things I see especially is some of the, he talks about what great benefits and salaries these guys can make. A lot of companies are still trying to pay wages like they were 10, 15 years ago. So getting companies to understand, too, that, hey, times have changed. You probably still can't get a person anymore for $50 an hour. Unless you're pulling some people maybe from down south. Sometimes you still can. But, it's one of those where companies need to also understand that that these highly technically skilled individuals aren't really cheap.
Right. And here's the thing, right? To Mike's point where, nowadays, if you say you do a social media and you make 6 figures, and people believe more on that than somebody doing plumbing and making 6 figures. It's like, how can you afford to drive this truck? Oh, because I'm a plumber, because I make 6 figures. Really? What did you do? What in plumbing you do? And it's the point where people don't believe it, but they better start believing it, because soon, something will happen or something breaks, and there's gonna be 6 weeks lead time.
Well, then we're gonna have to start getting skills from out of country.
Even out. Sorry.
Well, no, what I was gonna say was I remember back in the day when I first started as a co-op in college. It was for Delphi Chassis, and one of the electricians there, he was getting on all the new electricians to start doing some of this work, and he's trying to show them how to do change out the motors, troubleshoot. This is what we do when this breaks down. This is what we do it, how we do it here. So you guys need to learn this tribal knowledge, because what's going to happen is if you don't fix it, then these guys are going to go outsource it to somebody else.
Yep.
And that's the kind of the way we need, at least that's what Mike is alluding to.
Here's my thing, right? Somebody learns a medical, somebody learns any of those professional skills. They universally all over the world are pretty similar. right? But if you there, you can get some certifications here and you can good. When it comes to plumbing, it comes to electrical. If somebody learns some skills in basically, thousands of miles away, some other country, those the codes and so on are different. So to basically outsource those, it's not gonna be easy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, some things like that. It just kind of depends on the profession. But I think
I mean, I get the welding part. The welding is welding, right?
yeah,
I mean,
welding's
if it's,
welding,
you got a
but
good
there's
welder,
still
you got a
different-
bad
There's
welder.
still different codes around the world and things like that.
Right.
But I think like we talked about.
Oh, no, there's a lot of codes I learned that in welding,
yeah.
dude.
Oh yeah. Like we talked about, I think on the last episode, especially with this advancement now with AI, you're going to see a lot of people here in the next 10 years. What it sounds like could be sooner, out of work. So now these technical trades jobs, I think you're going to start to see a lot of people who were maybe white collar move over a little bit to the blue collar worker type, and maybe get their hands a little dirty, get hands on with some of these openings, because like you said, there are all of these openings in this industry, and they need people. So I think you're going to see a lot of people kind of flow. It may not be flowing yet or now, but eventually these people got to work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if there's open jobs for,
Yeah.
hey, maybe I should become a plumber at 50 years old. There's an
Yeah.
opportunity, or an electrician at 45.
True.
Change my background, and now, shoot, I may even be making more money as a skilled trade person compared to, my old job where I was sitting at a desk and behind a computer all day.
And here's the other thing, right? As you gain more experience in that, as you go towards retiring, you can always, even in the retiring, you can always take on just teaching the next generation.
Yep.
Right. So I think there's these hard skills, these hard skills. I think there's a lot of scope, and
Maybe that's a good topic we need to add sometime is the training.
Yeah, I was
talk
kind of
about
thinking
some of these
that.
training places
Is
and
our
where
I
people
hate to
go.
say it this way, is our education system undervaluing it? As in, are they not like
They're pivoting.
influencing the
Yeah.
kids and
Like
the
you've
younger
seen with
generation?
First, I think they're definitely pivoting, but maybe
They're
not fast
pivoting.
enough.
Not fast
according to
enough, but
Mike.
they're pivoting. I
And-
went to
and I probably agree with him on a lot of stuff, right?
yeah.
They're maybe not pivoting fast enough. Maybe
They're not
they're
pivoting fast
realizing
enough.
schools may be realizing now. Oh shoot, we need to get our vocational and
Because
technical.
I went
abilities up
to a couple of colleges or universities around here, and they had like events for other procurement businesses and so on. So I went to that event, and then there was a learning center that was there, and they were basically so now they're kind of mixing where using 3D printers and helping the hard skill.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
cool.
can make a part as you need it. So it was a good combination. So they are pivoting, but I think there are more and more like you need to pivot a little more faster speed, and they need to really catch up instead of
Definitely.
jog. They need to start running.
You know what? I'm gonna throw this out there. What do you need? For example, I'm on the electrical side, so you need people who can pull wire. You need people who can pull electricity. All of a sudden now they're going to come up with ways, to I guess you say get around it. Might be more wireless technology,
Yeah,
and
could be.
Could be.
to like, hey, how do we compensate? Because we're gonna have a hell of a time trying to find people to pull this wire and do all
Yeah.
this work. How do we compensate?
I mean, definitely some of the stuff they're gonna be some, like we went from sawing, cutting with hand with two chainsaws, right? A lot quicker. You get a lot accomplished.
Well,
Same thing. I think they're probably gonna be tools that are gonna be invented to basically standardize
Yeah.
some of that wire pulling.
Yep.
Where you have this wire, you use this tool, and it'll
but
just
any electrical panel or box or PLC, HMI, all that stuff. You still need the hands-on.
Yep.
Yeah,
Somebody
yeah.
in there
Oh,
to,
yeah.
to
You still
build
do.
it.
You
Still do. I mean,
And I don't see AI or
No, it's-
any
No.
robot taking that over in the next 10, 20 years. So
Oh,
no.
there's
But-
some job security in that.